Against Captain's Orders, A Journey into the Uncharted is an immersive theatrical experience based in the National Maritime Museum, Greenwich.
It was designed for children aged between 6 and 12 years to think about the museum collections in a very different way.
Against Captain's Orders was outstanding. It was a whole new adventure that I've never ever knew. It was really fun and a bit scary.
I have no words, just so good.
A lot of our collections are related to expeditions and explorers, so we came up with the idea of creating the greatest adventure of all time. Visitor feedback tells us that immersive environments create the most memorable experiences. We knew that we probably needed to look outside of our own expertise, and Punchdrunk are just at the top of their game when it comes to thinking about immersive theatre.
6 minutes late.
Yeah, sorry. Hi everybody, my name is Glan. I'm also a curator here at the National Maritime Museum.
So Punchdrunk are a site-sympathetic theatre company who specialise in creating work in non-conventional, non-traditional theatrical spaces.
You find the boat that has your team on it.
Punchdrunk Enrichment is the part of the company which really specialises in education and community and outreach work, and we take our practice and put it literally in the middle of these organisations to increase levels of literacy, to increase imagination, to increase levels in writing.
Any type of partnership, you want to make sure that there's compatibility there. And Punchdrunk came in for some meetings. We gave them tours of our collection and they met our specialists, and I think they were hooked.
We were walking along an aisle of furniture and Bernie was like, oh yeah, and that's Nelson's Bureau. So it's like, that's Nelson's Bureau. And for us, that was like a mini Punchdrunk adventure.
Each of your boats contains an object. Your job is to work together in your teams to find out as much as you can about your particular objects.
We wanted to use items that signified the characters that are in our collection that have gone against Captain's Orders.
What we tried to do is to use history as a springboard to quite a fantastical adventure.
They're not real objects, but they do all unlock a story.
The 4 objects we ended up choosing were Grace Starling's telescope, the drumsticks for Sir Francis Drake's drum, the sextant from the Bounty, which was given to Bligh, and a bottle from the sunken ship, the Royal George.
When we find out about the Royal George bottle, we spot something which isn't right, and one of our curators, Glan, decides, even though we shouldn't touch museum artefacts, that this is a new discovery and we have to open it.
Halfway through quite a dry introduction to it, something happens, doesn't it? And the objects that they're looking at get whisked away.
They discover that actually the only way that they can return the objects without the head curator finding out is to find the 4 different objects which have disappeared and send them back through this rather elaborate machine in a room called Main Dispatches.
Our first step, actually, when we were thinking about how the story would grow, was asking the museum themselves what they got excited about. And as we had those discussions, it became quite clear that some of that was this clandestine idea of those areas in the museum that you're not allowed to go to.
We wanted to look at this idea of the stores themselves and all the objects that are housed within them. When we came to imagine how we would design and show off these stores, it was taking the essence of each object and how it would represent itself in a storeroom. So the rooms change depending on the object that houses them.
There's storytelling everywhere, and what we really enjoy doing is creating these fictional worlds, from the characters who inhabit them, to the details of letters that sit on their desks, to the sort of backstory of characters who we never even see, but we hint at.
It supports a whole range of skills: writing, speaking and listening, drama, observation, reporting back. At the very heart of it, its inspiration is that it will create enough information and energy for children to write stories.
The emotional reactions you get from kids really varies, doesn't it?
It really does.
You get everything from defiance to disbelief.
And I think you add that to this kind of set and it's like explosive. They're just like, whoa.
My favourite room was the room with all the bottles because it was mystical and it made my heart beat. When we went to the room to put the objects back, and we just got to get locked up for 100 years.
Right behind you, just go, just get out of here, guys. Go, go.
There's mild peril at points. The audience are scared.
Children are taken to that point of, oh my gosh, I'm not sure whether I can handle this.
There's someone coming that way. I'm going to go, okay?
What?
I'm going to go.
Go, no,
Good luck.
Good luck. Arthur.
Of course, when it's children, you've got a huge responsibility to deal with it sensitively and to make sure it's supported so that those moments of real peril are immediately followed by moments of safety.
We're loyal, we're true, and we're brave.
Go now, everybody.
On your feet, follow Arthur, quick as you can, well done.
Working with the National Maritime Museum has had a massive impact on Punchdrunk. I think it's been a really rewarding experience.
It's just been great to be able to watch so many different families go through this type of experience and see the sort of myriad of different responses.
When you go through museums, you sort of know what you're going to get. Along that sort of museum shuffle, we want to sort of wake visitors up to give them little surprises, of course always based in fact. And certainly this experience really builds on all those sort of emotional aspects.
And we have done something really different. We have created something that I think is a bit of a game changer for the museum sector.
And I want you to go out there and find the adventures, find the stories. There's a whole museum, a whole world of adventures out there just waiting for you. So what do you say, crew, the HMS Adventure? Give me an aye, aye! So what are you waiting for? Are you both? Let's go, come on, let's go!